There it goes. All right. This is another special edition of This Is Us. And I want you to introduce my beautiful daughter, Desi. La, la, la.
Hello.
So, Desi,
Yes.
how are you?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
I'm fantastic.
You're welcome.
I'd like to just thank you so much for coming in today, and you came in for Friday,
Yeah.
and it was fantastic. We've been having a great time all weekend, and man, I if I knew I had to get brain cancer to get you to come over, I would have done it a long time ago.
I was
Just
here in
kidding.
June.
I know. So Desi is I consider her my daughter. The picture that I flashed in the beginning of the screen is the very first picture that I saw of her when I met Steph back in, 2000.
I don't know. We keep having this
I
conversation
know,
every day.
I keep forgetting.
We're the two ADHD ones. We don't
Yeah,
remember.
this is going to be a long conversation. And she got me the shirt yesterday. Her and Elaine went shopping, and I was left unsupervised.
So were
That's
we.
why it happened.
We got lost.
Yeah, and then they got lost in the mall, and they couldn't figure out if they parked at Nordstrom or where the hell they were at. And yeah, man, talk about blind leading the blind.
Yeah. Elaine and I agreed that we're not allowed to go hiking unsupervised.
So you'll notice that it's a different scenery today because I am upstairs. I am up on the second story of our house because I kick ass. And I said, you know what? This is a special occasion because I don't get to see my little girl that often. Little girl, she's 27 now.
But that's the shortest one.
Yeah, but she's still the shortest, so that's okay. It makes me feel tall. And I really wanted it to be a special occasion because it really is to me. And I'm so honored to have you here. And well, let's get started. You have been through some shit in your life, some serious shit in your life, and
To say the least.
and you're finally gotten let's just put it this way. You finally gotten to the point where you've straightened your life out, and you can be extremely proud of who you've become. And it's a parallel to your mother's life in extreme ways. And it's so uncanny because you two are so much alike, and yet you were given up for adoption to your beautiful parents, John and Elmino, and I am forever grateful for them because they've done an incredible job with you, and despite yourself, despite your mother.
Yeah.
She it was an open adoption. They took you in as a newborn, and want to elaborate on that because I don't know, I wasn't there for that part.
Well, my dad was like off, I think at some war or something at the time that
He was in the Iraqi war.
No, it wasn't Iraqi. I don't know where he was, but he was somewhere. He was somewhere off, and when my mom found out that about me, and no one knew if I was a boy or girl yet, and our neighbor across the street, Tony, was able to get a hold of my dad, and basically it was kind of just like, hey, we have an opportunity to adult. What do you think? And Dad's just kind of like, well, get the kid, and so that's kind of how it all started.
That's fantastic because that put in motion a 17-year-old girl that was afraid for her life. She didn't know what to do. Steph had no idea what she was going to do, and she was terrified. And I knew that from the stories that I heard from Steph, and the pain that she went through, and the trials, and the real heartache that it went. She's always gone through. But it's always been, she knew you were well taken care of because it's so, it allowed her to have some peace at that and to grow up. And she was very lucky in the fact that she had your parents to take care of you, and she could grow up and from 17 to 27 finally become the adult that she wanted to be. And then I don't know what You were 14 or 16?
15.
15. You came in the. We
15.
met for the first time.
Yeah, because Mom came on that trip.
Yeah,
So
and we
15.
met. We
What
met you
happened?
down. Oh, nothing. It's just shut. It's just shut down.
Oh.
So at 15, you came to visit us for the first time in New York, and we were so elated. And we'd had Eleni at that point.
Yeah, she's like 2.
Yeah, 2.
1 or 2.
Yeah, I think she was 2.
One of the times, the first time I dyed her hair blue or pink, and then the second time I dyed it pink or blue. It was one of them.
And we had such a great time that time. That was fantastic. But then you got into trouble. You literally paralleled your mother's life.
Nature over nurture at that point.
Yeah. So, and it's funny. Billy was here last night, and he was saying, "My God, it's so bizarre. They are so much alike." And he's like, and I know they didn't grow up together, but it's so weird that their mannerisms and everything is so much the same. And I have to admit that the very first time I met you, I was like, wow.
My little punk really goth bizarre.
Yeah, and I loved it because I was a punk goth kid myself, so I was immediately in love with you. And I always have been. Ever since I saw your picture when the first time I went over to Steph's house, and I met her, and she told me about you, and she told me how much it bothered her, and that she knew you were well taken care of, but she just always hoped that she'd someday have that relationship with you. And now it's fantastic. So I can't be more elated because now we have an extended family. It's not just all of us. I can't even describe it. I mean, it's fantastic. Let's see. I got a train of thought. Train of thought left the station.
Look, my meds have
left
not
the station
even
without us.
Yet. I don't know what you want me to remember.
So.
I got into trouble.
Yeah. All right. So this girl is a number. Steph was bad. Steph was bad because she got into trouble on her own, and got pregnant at 17 and had Desi, and was in and out of treatment centers and all sorts of crap, and she's a troubled teen to say the least. This girl went up to her, and we didn't know if you were gonna make it out there for a while.
I didn't know if I was gonna make it out,
but you did. You did, and that's the part I want to say I'm the most proud of you about, because you not only overcame all of the adversity. I don't want to talk about anything that you aren't comfortable with, abuse-wise or
open book.
Why don't you go into that? At what age did you start feeling? You start seeing signs of trouble.
Of me?
Yeah.
I mean, I vandalized my first house when I was like 5 or 6. That was a pretty big telltale. No, I legitimately vandalized the house. I broke into. Oh my gosh, I was terrible from this stuff. Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I think trouble first started after my grandfather died. My uncle started molesting me from about age 7 to 9. And that was crappy, but I was young enough to kind of put it off and ignore it. It was really hard because I couldn't say anything because my little sister had just been born. My little sister Naomi had just been born, and he told me if I told anyone, he would kill her. And so I forever lived in fear. I still live in fear. I just found out he's locked up again for burglary, and but I still live in fear that he'll come after me or my sister. I mean, I have a legit security system. And so I don't know really if I acted out during that point in time, but when I turned 13, I started to act out. I started getting into the punk scene, started smoking cigarettes, By 15, I was doing drugs. I started with pills. I was actually scared of pot because I was like, man does not make that. That scares
Well, and
me.
you were a gymnast too,
I was a
so
gymnast. I
you
went
got
through
hurt a bunch of times, and during your gymnastics you were on pain pills. So
No, I wasn't.
no.
No. Gymnastics is when my eating disorder started.
Oh, okay. Right.
My eating disorder started at 12. I was on and off anorexic and bulimic for up until I found out I was pregnant at the end of my 22 years. Uh, 22 years old. I still struggle with it, but I don't act on it.
Right.
You know, it's just.
Right. And you look fantastic.
Thanks.
I mean, you look just like your mother. So I mean, God, you got copies of a copy of a copy. Because Eleni is now
more copies because we got Silas too.
Yeah, and then Silas, he was even more of a copy. But he's just a boy version. You got three girl versions and one boy version. And I'm always looked at as, well, which one's the wife? Because you look like Grandpa. I talk about the Grandpa too. But you know, getting back into it, you got into drugs, and you got into some pretty hardcore drugs, and that's no joke. And you came to visit us once, and I remember
without mom and dad.
Yeah, without mom and dad. And you were 16 or
17. I was like 16, and I wasn't able to bring drugs, and I was withdrawing, and I think it finally set me off when you told me I had to go outside and shovel snow, and I was like, I'm already pissy right now, and so it was a huge like not good scene for a little bit. I did not react well.
But I didn't care because I'm all about tough love. I'm all about, you know, suck it up, buttercup. You know, you got to do what you got to do, and you know, you got to get through life. And you know, at 26 years old, at 28 years old, I was at a low point in my life, and I was suicidal. I was married to my ex-wife, and I'd gotten to the point where I just hated myself. I hated myself. I didn't know who I was anymore. I'd lost all my identity. You know, I just didn't want to be who I was, and I didn't know how to get out. And that's one thing that I'll never forget. And my friend Adam Knapp, cheers, joy. He excuse me, he killed himself. He killed himself in February 2000, and that was a very poignant time in my life because it was a time where I didn't know who I was and who I wanted to be anymore. And Adam was full of life, and he was always the joke of the party, and you know, everybody loved him, and you know, nobody saw it coming.
No one ever does.
Yeah, and you know, if it wasn't for him killing himself, it would have been me. You know, and if it wasn't for your mother, for being just a friend, she was just a really genuine friend, and if it wasn't for her, then I'll never forget. I was writing the suicide note to my ex-wife, and I'd already tied the noose, and I was ready to go. And Steph called me, and she said, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Nothing." And here I am sitting with a noose in front of my head, and in front of me on the table, and I tore up the letter, and I said, she goes, well, man, I just wanted to call and talk to you and see what's going on, see how you're doing, and you know, I know you're going through a rough patch, so you know, I just wanted to say hi. And I said, thanks. I tore up that letter. I undid the noose, That changed my life. And
glad you did that.
Yeah, me too. Um, because it showed me that I didn't have to be that person. I didn't have to give up. At the lowest point in my life, there's somebody who reached out and they cared just enough that it made a difference. And Steph and I were already really close friends from I was playing in a band, and she had been talking to me because Ron's car broke down, and I had to go pick her up for band practice because she wanted to come see a band play, and we just started talking and we hit it off, and um, I just said I said sure, I'll pick you up and drive you home, and we just started shooting the shit from there, and it was like she's the first one that said to me, she goes, you don't have to be married to her. I was like,
oh, see, she just wanted you all to herself.
Well, no, because she was a gorgeous woman, and she didn't want a boyfriend. She was hear me, I am a woman, hear me roar, and
I don't know anyone like that.
Yeah, I don't know either. But it's just such a good time, and I was so inspired by her free spirit that I was like, man, I guess we really do. I don't have to do this. I can be happy. I could do whatever I want. So I quit my job. I went back to school, become a respiratory therapist. I divorced my wife, and I quit the band, and all in the same year. It was kind of crazy, and I hit reset on my life and just kind of dumped all my friends. And sorry guys for being like that. So it must have been a manic stage for everybody. But I had to do it. I had to reset my life, and I had to reset who I was and repurpose who I was. And I see a very similar pattern in you, and a very similar pattern in Steph. You both have been able to repurpose your life for something way, way better. Now, Steph is amazing, of course.
Well, I can't. How do I make this?
No.
So I can see.
You just have to.
I know, but I can't even really see.
You don't have to see it. You have to sit closer because you were getting too far. You were getting out of frame.
Oh.
Plus, I want you closer to me.
Well, I'm still trying to show off my tattoo.
Oh yeah. Now that is the baddest tattoo.
Okay.
Look, you go up right to the screen.
I don't know how.
There you go.
I don't know.
There you go. That is the baddest tattoo I've ever seen.
Do you see that? Does it? Can you really tell?
Yeah.
I can't.
Okay.
All right. Can I shout out? Yeah. Okay. So yeah, this tattoo.
Look at the camera there.
Oh. Well, so yeah, this tattoo. I had seen something kind of similar to it, and I brought it to my favorite tattoo artist, Jez. He works at Angry Elephant in the Raurico, Florida location. You should totally go out there and see him. He does amazing work. He's done several of my tattoos, but this one obviously is my best and favorite. And I showed him. I was like, look, my dad dude has brain cancer. I want something like this, for him and to raise awareness. And I want to include, the ribbon in it. And he was like, I don't know, I'll draw something up. I'll see what I can do type of deal. Whatever. That's not exactly what he said. I can't remember. Terrible memory. So made the appointment. I go in. He shows me this. And I was just like, it's fucking perfect.
Language.
Oh, freaking. Can we edit that out?
No.
Oh. Anyhow, it was absolutely perfect.
It's a PG-13 show, though.
Oh, crap.
Oh.
Sorry. Bleep.
You guys.
So yeah, he put the, print on me and stuff and told me to look in the mirror, and oh my gosh. And so I'm crying because I'm like, oh my gosh, that's perfect. And he did it, and of course I fell asleep getting it done because I fell asleep during my tattoos, and it is the most beautiful piece ever. So again, Absolutely. You guys want a good piece, Jez, Angry Elephant, Valrico location.
So, getting back to...
Oh, yes.
Because we're so OCD. Oh my God, we're both so... I swear you're my daughter.
Oh, yeah. We're like the same person.
Yeah.
I think that's why we butt heads sometimes.
Yeah, probably. That's like we butt heads right before this video.
Yeah, it was fun.
We had a little tiff.
PMS mixed with brain cancer, mixed with nomads.
Yeah, mixed with
emotions.
And yeah, it was good times.
It's like being a teenager again. Oh my gosh. Let's not do that again.
Yeah, I'd rather not. So where were we at?
We were well, I don't know. We got distracted because I was like, oh, tattoo. Oh, I did drugs.
Squirrel.
I remember that, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. All right.
There.
So yes, let's get back to the drugs. Because you got into some heavy drugs.
Yep.
And then you found a reason to straighten it out.
I did. So I was doing drugs from oh my gosh, 15 to the end of my 22 years old type of deal.
And not just any drugs.
No, I started out with pills and moved on to even heavier pain pills, and I've done acid, I've been on lean, codeine, whatever, I don't know. Oh yeah, PG-13. Oh well, you're hearing it. So I was on those for a very long time, and then I had to go to rehab, and went to a halfway house after rehab, and then go figure, after all that, I start IV using. So I was shooting up morphine, Roxy's, heroin. I did a few times. I was shooting up crack, and the main thing I was shooting up was the synthetic heroin. Dilaudid, terrible. Don't ever do it. It was really bad. I OD'd just in my IV usage. I OD'd on morphine once. I've OD'd on Roxy's twice, and I have OD'd on the Dilaudids 3 times.
Okay, but you made it through.
I made it through, but my stupid self still went out.
Yeah, because you then found a reason to get clean, and cold turkey.
Oh clean. Yeah, that was fun. So I one of the guys in the halfway house I was dating on and off, and for the second time I kidnapped him from the halfway house, and this time I brought him down to Tampa with me, and we were actually broken up at the time of conception because I got pregnant. Yeah. But yeah, I was still IV using and everything. I actually OD'd 2 weeks into my pregnancy. I had no idea I was pregnant. And I'm going by the time frame of, when I found out I was pregnant, and the doctors told me how far along I was and stuff. But when I found out I was pregnant, my son's father and I actually got into a really heated argument, and he was like, "You're hormonal. You're probably pregnant. You should go take a test." I was like, "I'm not hormonal." Blah, blah, blah. So test 1, positive. Oh no, it's a $1 one. I don't believe that. Test 2, which one's the little high-tech one, with a little plus sign? Yeah. Positive. Let's try one more. Test 3. And I'm looking at test 3, and I'm leaning over my bathroom sink, and I'm looking down at it, and I was just like, well, I guess I'm going to be a mom now. Okay. So I immediately went and got all of my junky BS, and kind of scooped into a pile, threw it in a bag.
This is where it gets good. Yeah. This is where it gets really good.
It's pretty funny.
Actually. This is where it is inspiring.
So I gathered it all up, spoons with all my drugs, all my needles, all the terrible stuff I was doing, and I put it in a bag, and I put it in the trunk of my car, and I drive to my best friend Sarah's house, and I'm like, "Hey, so I need you to take this and go throw it in a dumpster somewhere, and not tell me where it's at. By the way, I'm pregnant." And poor Sarah is like, "Wait, what? Wait, you're what? Wait, you were doing this? Wait, what?" I was like, "Yeah, you're gonna be in here. Congratulations." Yeah. And that was that.
So cold turkey.
There's that.
Right there. That's it. That is the last time she ever touched drugs. And I can't say how proud I am of you, because that takes serious intestinal fortitude in order to just say, okay, I'm gonna be mom, and I need to straighten my life out. Now, you also had to go through treatment for
Hep C.
yeah.
So, fun, not so fun thing. Not fun at all, actually. So I was not smart, obviously, because I'm on drugs while I was IV using, and I would share needles. And so when I had to get all my testing done, because when I went to the doctor after I found out I was pregnant, I was like ASAP, like, yo, I got to get in. They got me in like a week later.
Yeah.
Or wait, when did I find out? I found out a couple days before Christmas. So yeah, they got me in like right at the beginning of January. And so I was like, look, I was an IV drug user. I've completely quit since I took the test. I was like, but I OD'd, a couple weeks ago. And so they were like, okay, so they're like looking, they're like, well, you're not very far along, so you're not far enough along for it to affect the baby. I'm like, whew, great. And so I was like, but again, I was an IV drug user. You need to test me for everything. And so they told me I was like maybe like 4 or 5 weeks along. So they were like, okay, so they ran all my work back in. I was thankfully clear of AIDS and HIV, but I had contracted Hep C.
Which she's now clear of.
I am.
So that is fantastic news, because she went through the treatment, and as painful as it was, and
it was like chemo.
Yeah, it makes you sick as a dog. And I remember talking to her all the time, and I'm like, oh man.
Well, you remember when I was here when I was on treatment.
Yeah.
And after about like 1 o'clock,
I nap, and
I couldn't talk or function.
Well, that's why I made you do the video now.
Yeah, I know.
I'm retarded after 12 o'clock, and I take my chemo drugs, and then I'm down for the count, and she has to go, and I have to say she's to go to she's going to her in-laws.
I am.
And I want to thank them for sparing the time for this, because it's really important to me, and I wanted to make sure that you and I got a chance to do this. So I want to thank them for giving up a little bit of time, just so we have time during the day, because later on at night I'm useless and I can't talk coherently anymore. I get into a food coma, and then I'm out for the count.
Pizza.
Oh my God, I've been eating like a horse.
I did make you mad though last night, because I came in with taquitos and pizza rolls and oranges, and they weren't Florida oranges, so they weren't that great of oranges.
Well, I don't care. I love oranges right now. But
we were at the treatment, so I did treatment. I had to take a pill like once or twice a day, I can't even remember, for 3 months. So I had to put my son in school. I wanted to work. My parents talked me out of it. They said, you're not going to be able to function. I was like, psh, I'm Superwoman, okay? I make my child's food and all this. Actually, no, because I had to wait until I wasn't breastfeeding to do the treatment. And I unfortunately could just, under the stress and not eating, because I didn't realize I wasn't eating, but under the stress of everything, because there was some crap with me and his father. And so, yeah, it was under the stress of everything. It was I couldn't produce enough, and it still is heartbreaking, especially when I see someone breastfeed.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I failed my child, but it was good because I got to do the treatment. And so I just took a couple classes at HCC so I could use the extra loan money actually to help pay bills, so my parents weren't paying everything. Because I felt like I still had to do something to support, but even that was rough. Like, it was literally
but now look at yourself, 3 years later.
Right, went from working at like Five Guys to working at Livingston Academy Autism Center. Best job I've ever had in my life. I got to work with these beautiful kids. The entire staff there is wonderful. The school itself is wonderful. The kids are just. They melt your heart.
Well,
oh my God.
All right, but I wanted to see the change in the personality and the change in who you become, because that's a success. That's the success story. That is what you have persevered to become, this beautiful woman that is amazing and is every bit as amazing as any one of us that has a story. And to look at you, you look at her and you're like, oh, what a beautiful little girl, and she's got everything going for her, and you know, nothing ever happened to her, and you know, but you've been through some shit.
I've been through some shit.
There's been some serious shit in your life, and you've overcome it. So that gives me hope. That gives me the courage to, yeah, I've got brain cancer. So what says I can't be the 1% that beats it?
Well, remember, we've discussed this.
Oh,
You don't have a choice.
I know. I know. That's what he didn't tell me about.
You're not allowed to die. Sorry, friend.
I'm in it for the long haul. So, but yeah, seriously, I firmly believe that I can do this because of all support and because I'm gonna be able to give back to all of you. I'm going to. That's why I'm doing this series. It's not just a show that I have great people in my life, but it's to show the little person that, you know, you would never think in a million years that had any problems whatsoever. But, you know, we're all messed up. Every one of us is messed up.
All hot messes up.
Yeah. And you know, if anybody thinks they're not, then they ought to take a little bit better look at themselves in the mirror. So. Amy is a perfect example. She's a hot mess and she rocks it like a rock star.
Right. I'm not even gonna lie. She's like pretty much my favorite person
yeah.
Because it's like looking at a mirror when she cooks because she has to stand on stools like me and I love her because she stays short like me. I'm like, thank you for not outgrowing me like everyone else.
Desi's only 4'9".
4'11". I got the short end of the straw in both families. How? Not even fair.
I think it's funny to say 4'9" because
I do still pretty much need a booster seat when I drive. I just always forget to put one in. I think that's why I curb hop so much because I can't see.
So,
we don't get distracted, right?
No.
I don't remember.
See what I mean? This has got to be my daughter. She is every bit as much as my daughter as anyone I could ever know, and I think it's from the very first time I saw your picture, and I said, "Yep, that's my kid." You know, I didn't know you from anybody, but I was just like, man, I wish that was my kid. And I always wished it was.
Well, look at that. That's an evil. I look evil.
All right.
Okay.
That's
why he's like, oh, that's a rebellious little shit.
That's my kid. That's my kid. For sure. And you know, I always loved it. And
sorry. It's just my mom texting me about my son. I'm sorry, guys. I've never been away from my son for over 24 hours until last night.
Until last night. And you've been doing great.
And I had how many panic attacks?
Yeah. But you know, she's been doing good. And Silas is well taken care of because he's with John and Emilio.
Yep. And here's a picture I just got sent. Okay, so that's his lunchtime. He's actually getting ready for nap.
Yeah, there you go.
See, so that's the fourth. So we're all quadruplets of the just different ages.
So that's Silas. He's adorable.
He's my baby.
So, just to get back to it, you know, this is who we are, and there's no changing it, and we just have to all persevere. And if we just learn to work together and to love one another and open our hearts to, you know, some people might have something else going on in their life, and you know. Sometimes just a little understanding and a little more compassion, it goes a long way. And when you learn somebody's story, you can learn something from it, and you get to take as much from it as you're getting from it. Or does that make sense?
Oh, I don't know. I zoned out. I'm sorry. I was distracted.
You look into the camera?
No, I was looking at the way the cord was twisted around, and I wanted to fix it because of my OCD. I'm so sorry.
Oh God! You know what? I did the same thing. So I'm like, oh well, let me see this. What are you talking about?
But look, you see what I mean?
I know. It's all tangled up. I know.
I'm gonna try and push through.
All right.
I'm gonna push through.
Push through. This is the best interview. Oh man, I love you. Oh God, it's so much fun.
Mom is gonna get the biggest kick out of this.
Oh yeah.
My poor mother's like, I'm surrounded by ADHD people and ADD people.
I'm surrounded by idiots. I'm surrounded by idiots.
No, she doesn't think that we're idiots. She thinks we're very smart in our own special way.
Yeah, well, that's a nice way of saying you're an idiot.
Yep.
But you know, it's the best part about being alive. I mean, we just love each other, and you know.
Make fun of each other.
Make fun of each other.
Yell at each other.
Cry at each other, and you know it is what it is. So I love you, kid. You're my best. You're my.
Though y'all did two-time me this morning. I'm just saying.
Yeah, well, you deserved it.
I know. I did.
You're being a bitch this morning.
Yes, I know that. So, but now we've agreed that we wait until Desi has meds.
Yeah. Yeah, and
then I can be somewhat rational.
Yeah. So. I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for being on my show.
I thank you from the bottom of my heart for being my dad, dude.
Anytime, I will always be your daddy.
Duh, you're kind of stuck on me now. Your brain's
yeah.
Got a brain.
You know, it's the only other person in the world that I allow to call me daddy. And Eleni was number one. And you're number two. So I consider it a complete honor that you call me dad, dude, because there's only two people in this world that I allowed to call me that, and you're one of them.
Well, so. I don't know, because I still got some other siblings, so they got to be able to.
Well, yeah, you're all family. They can call me dad, dude, too, but you know. Most of them are gonna call me Christian.
Probably.
You know, they'll say, "Oh, Christian, hey, how you doing?" Hey.
Naomi would probably only be the one that'd be like that, dude. Just because she's the younger.
Yeah, she's younger sibling.
Except she's a brat and had to go turn 21. Not choice. It scares me.
Yeah.
And then Eleni's 13 and trying to wear makeup.
Oh my god. Oh my god. So I guess we gotta end this.
I guess we gotta end this.
Yeah, I guess so.
So proof right here between all of us.
Between the two of us.
We can overcome
anything. Because
sometimes it takes Jose Cuervo and a crazy night and, you know, a child. What?
No, it doesn't.
Tequila was totally involved in.
All right.
Tequila.
I'm a dad, dude. I don't want to hear this.
I don't like hearing what you and my mom do. It goes for you too, mom and dad at home. So,
I want to say a special thank you for Jonna and Emilio and they're fantastic people and for welcoming you into our lives the whole time you've been alive. Well, I know, but just saying that they've always welcomed us into our life, into your life. Always made sure that they pushed.
They literally pushed me on the plane. I have to get pushed on the plane sometimes because
So you know, it's a special kind of person that can raise a child that can then give it up to say, oh well, she'll be back. You know, it really is, and that special relationship that Steph's always had with your mom and dad has always been very, very helpful. So that I want to give a huge shout out to them. Want to also say as we end the show, hey, let's make it a great day, because how about it? We're still here, we're still alive, and man, I woke up this morning. I slept by my stomach last night.
Yeah, for like what, 5 hours?
Yeah, like 5 hours. Well, I had to get up and pee like 1,000 times. I put out 2,000 cc's of urine in 6 hours, I think. My God, Decatron is killing me, which is a steroid. But it's by God's grace, I've been able to lower the dose, and it's been no side effects. I don't have any headaches, and I don't have any problems other than a little slurred speech and that. But my hand.
Oh, and last night you're walking.
Yeah, I walked without the walker last night. I was just determined that I was.
And he was like, he just got done going to the bathroom, and he's like, look, watch, and he pushes, and I'm like freaking out, it's like,
Steph
helicopter mom.
Steph is freaking out.
Yeah, Steph is behind him like this, and he's like,
I'm like, no, I got this. I got this.
Oh my gosh! And then I'm like, don't do things like that by yourself.
Yeah, I don't do it. I don't do it unsafely. I always make sure that I'm okay.
You started walking up the stairs without either of us behind you.
Well, I knew I was going to be up the stairs fine. And by the way, I'm upstairs. I'm up on the second floor of the house.
You did it.
Because I was determined that I was going to get up here, and I just had to do it. I just had to do it.
Even just from what I've seen since I've gotten here. Yeah. I got here Friday night, and it's just like ridiculous.
I'm a
You
fighter.
picked up the pill yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday I picked up the pill.
Twice with both hands. Both fingers. Me and Mom thought he made it into his mouth, and he was the only one that was like, "No, I didn't." Boom, bomb.
I'm getting a little tired right now because it's obviously been a long time. It's what, noon so far.
Oh crap!
So I'm getting I think it's like 11:30.
Okay.
But as it gets later in the day, I get a little bit slower. But I can still do things, and I'm gonna go down and exercise a little bit and do my 20 minutes on my bike and get my legs moving. And I want to walk into the clinic by the end of next week.
I think you can do it.
Oh,
I have no doubt
I have no idea. I have no doubt I can do it either. And if I can't, then I can't. But it's a goal. I set goals, and if I falter, then I falter. But I'm still setting that goal. So
it's good to set goals.
You got to have a goal for yourself. And if you can't reach it, like yesterday, I did 20 minutes on the bike rather than 15 because I could. And why the hell not? It feels good. I get an exercise on my leg. My legs are getting stronger every day. I don't want to be a cripple. I don't want to be that guy that everybody's like, oh, poor him. I want to be the one that is walking around normal that says, yeah, I've got glioblastoma.
What is normal?
Nobody.
I didn't think so.
No, but
I know what you're saying.
I look normal. But I want to be the guy that looks normal, and that then can shock everybody that says, "Oh yeah, I've got glioblastoma," and they're like, "What? What? You've brain cancer?" Yeah, I'm kicking its ass and taking its name, and I'm not gonna ever quit because I have so many supportive people that believe in me, and that gives me belief in myself.
Cause you a badass.
Yeah, I gotta be. You guys are totally awesome. And because Desi and I will sit here and talk forever, and it's probably like 45 minutes now. I think it really is.
I don't know. I can't keep track of time.
Well, here, let me see what the time? We're 43 minutes. We're 43 minutes. So.
See, we didn't even make it to 45. Might as well make it.
We just sit here.
Might as well just make it 45. And it's kind of like I mean, I'm just saying,
yeah.
Like it's what is it like? There's like a 4 o'clock, then a 4:25. Wait, 4:30. I don't know how to do time either. Okay, don't listen to me. I can't do math. I fail math. I dropped out of high school.
All right. So dropping out of high school, let's bring us to the next stage in your career. What do you want to do?
Well, I did get my GED. I am gonna go back to school hopefully in August to be a dental assistant. Though my dream job is still to work with kids with autism.
Yeah.
So I do love that.
And you also have a little business that you're running on your own.
I do. So my son Silas, after a year of fighting for a diagnosis, because I knew there's more, he had more needs, and so after a year of fighting for a diagnosis, I finally I will never forget the date, January 31st, 2018, got him the ASD, so the autism diagnosis, along with a long list of diagnoses. I'm like, this poor kid is as big of a hot mess of diagnoses as me. So, but it's great, honestly, because now I have that, and so I've been on a roll doing everything I can to get him as many services as possible, and just getting everything set up so he can be, because he's incredibly smart. I mean, the kid knows what an excavator is. He knows what a hexagon is. I don't even know what a hexagon is. Like, I mean, kid's amazingly smart, but he has some disabilities, and he needs services to be able to be successful and on his own at life. And I know he can do it. I mean, the kid is just, it's crazy how smart he is. He's smarter than me, I swear. And so I've been nonstop kicking ass, getting all that done, and it's moving along so much faster than what everyone told me it was going to be, and so much faster than even what I thought it was going to be. But I mean, I'm blowing up these therapist phones. They're probably just like, dude, we just want her to stop calling. Let's just push them through. I swear that's what it is. Because I literally call them, like, or talk to them a couple times a week. Like, so when are we doing this? When are we doing that?
But that's what you have to do. You have to you have to stay on top of your child's care. Mm-hmm. And you're a hell of a mom. You're one incredible mom, and you're to be commended for that, for the commitment that you've now taken in his life. I know his dad isn't in the picture right now, and it's a real shame because he
Debbie. Sorry, I do it. My bad, family.
It's I don't want to speak in any ill will of anyone, because even though you may want to, it's better off to let it go and to count your blood. Let it go. Let it go. All right, we're at 45 minutes, so we got to stop singing and dancing.
Yeah.
But
you don't want to do the tango? I don't even know how to do the tango. I know how to do the Macarena.
I can do this here.
I don't know.
I can't make my right hand.
We can shimmy.
I can't.
Right?
I can't make my right hand.
Why is this? Is that my mother?
So.
No. Oh, it's about the egg. Okay, can I at least talk about the egg? Because I'm so proud of that.
Oh, yeah. One last story.
Okay. So, just recently, long story short, I was given an egg, and I was supposed to cook it, but they made the mistake of telling me that it was fertilized. And so, I was like, so I stuck it under my flabby little boob into my bra, and I had to carry it around for hours because I'm going to keep this egg warm until I can get it under like a homemade incubator or something, because I'm going to hatch this egg, right? So determined, not going to lie. Realize that I really probably shouldn't try and take responsibility for another little thing right now. So after carrying it around and under my boob for hours, I mean, I went to Aldi's and grocery shopped and everything, like with this egg. It was kind of funny, I'm sure. Because I was wearing somewhat of a tight shirt that day too.
She's a third boob.
So I stopped by my other parents, because I have a ton of parents everywhere. I stopped by the Perdans, and I'm like, so I have this, blah, blah, and I know you have chickens, you want to take it and try and hatch it. And so they did, and Sandy did a great job rotating it every 5 hours like it needed to be, and the baby hatched, and I'm going to show you the picture real quick, and then we can envious. But I'm just so proud of it, because I was told that it wasn't going to work, and I wasn't going to be able to do it, and guess what? I did. And so I got to prove everyone wrong, because that's what I like to do. Okay, so watch. Is it right there? I think I can even
There's
make it.
Chicken.
Is it making the live?
Yep.
Do you see that? So if it's a boy,
she's got a chicken.
If it's a boy, it's gonna be Tito, because Titty sounds weird, and if it's a girl, it's gonna be Coco, because boob jokes.
So there's my lovely daughter, and Amy's probably here, and because Mimi kicks ass, and she's probably gonna come over and make me exercise with her. And
hey, Amy, is that you?
Of course.
Upstairs.
Nice.
Guess who walked upstairs?
The bad dude.
Just said, what the hell?
we're doing a video for This Is About Us, and then we're doing it upstairs, and it's with Desi, and we're just coming to the end, and that's my cue, because if Amy's here, that means I have to go exercise, because she kicks my ass.
And I gotta go get on
the road. You have to get on the road. But I want to thank you so much for doing this with me. It was really near and dear to my heart, and it was something that I felt you needed to get the message out. You're a success story beyond success story, and I know you don't see it as that, and you need the recognition because you have overcome so much in your life that most people could not ever even fathom overcoming, and you did it like a champ.
Well, I don't know. I mean, you got brain cancer.
Yeah,
you already rocking. You already taught me.
But I was retarded.
You and Amy, I can't even compare to y'all.
But I was retarded before that. I mean, I was just me before that. Now I've got a cause. So now I've got a forum that I can utilize to get a message out and to really impress upon people that there's something more to life than just living. So on that note, we'll end it, and I want to thank you all for liking and subscribing. This has been a very special moment for me, and I was so glad to bring it all to you. And
I love you, right? I left my child and got on.
I know. She doesn't do planes, and
I couldn't even have that many drinks because I had to drive a rental.
Yeah. So
that's the motivation. That love was the motivation right there.
I know that deep in my heart, and there's no doubt that you're my daughter. So, and no matter what biology says, you'll always be
remember,
my daughter.
you're totally my biological dad. Remember, God was like, swerve on this sperm, and just snuck his in there.
So
that's the only explanation. We're just alike.
Yeah, we really are. Because
we're already off topic again. How many times have we tried to end this?
We're at 51 minutes, so let's go. On that note, this has been really fun, and I wanted to say to everybody, get out there and make it a great day, because you never know when it's gonna be your last, and this is not my last. And
pay it forward.
Yeah, and go see. I want to do. This is what I want to do. I want to challenge people to just be nice to a random person in the store. Be courteous to everybody you see. Say hello to an old lady that just seems to be having a bad day, or just say hi to somebody randomly and smile. It really does make you feel better.
It does.
And
every time, my 5-minute grocery stops are never 5 minutes, because I end up seeing someone struggling, and so I have to help them or guide them to an aisle or help someone with their bags. I'm like, and I can't not. I'm like, oh, and then, but it makes you feel so good. Yeah.
So and one thing that I wanted to do is because I saw the Dave Matthews video recently, and it's I don't remember, Every Day or something like that. And it's a video of a guy that just gets up in the morning and he goes out and he hugs people all day long. And I was like, man, that would be the best day ever. Just stand there randomly.
And get you the hug dealer shirt.
Yeah,
There's a hug dealer shirt.
I'm gonna get. Yeah, I definitely have to get that one.
I'll stop back. I'm gonna. Spencer's on the way home.
No. Well, we got plenty of time.
You just don't trust me to make it back to my car.
I don't trust you to make it.
You think I'm gonna get lost in the mall again?
Yeah, because you were lost for 3 hours with my daughter.
Yeah.
With you and Lainey, send to the mall, and 3 hours later you couldn't find the car. So
we totally thought.
If we keep talking, we'll never shut up.
Okay.
So like and subscribe, and I hope you guys really enjoyed this. I really love my daughter. Both my daughters are fantastic people, and I can see nothing getting in their way of success. Lainey is Lainey, so
she's the good one. She's the Naomi.
We just got to keep her on straight and narrow, because we don't want to turn out like this one or like Steph, because Steph is the first one. But she's a fantastic kid, and she's got great role models in you and in
me now.
Yeah,
me before was not a great one.
But that's what the thing is she can learn from your mistakes and learn what.
Oh yeah, we're still talking.
So I know.
Love you guys.
All right, so that's the end of this video, and I want to thank you all for liking and subscribing, because if we get to 1,000 subscribers, right now we're at 80. I think we're at 27% subscribers, and so there's 80% of you that aren't subscribed. So if you can subscribe to the channel, to the YouTube channel.
I'm one of them because I can't log into my YouTube. I don't know how.
Well, you have to just create an account.
I did create an account in high school. I don't remember my email.
Then create a new one.
I have so many.
Oh my God! Yeah. Then then hit the forgot password button, and they'll send you a link
to my old email.
Okay, then start a new one. For crying out loud.
Okay, I'll do it.
All right. But if you like and subscribe, that'll really help me out, because if we can hit 1,000 viewers or 1,000 subscribers, then this channel will start to generate revenue. Now, I don't want the revenue for myself. I want it to go to charity. I want it to be, I want this to grow to the point where it takes on a thing of its own, where it can be a community that can really support everybody. And it's been such a positive experience. Man, long after I'm gone, 10, 20 years from now, I want it to continue. I want Lainey to be able to do this. I want everybody just to share in these stories, and it's the power of positive thinking is just fantastic. So as much as it's maybe a personal thing for me, it really isn't. It's because it's because of all of you that I want to get back, because I see the change in the world, and I want to see that a better place. So
you're like the perfect person for the Ellen show. I'm just saying.
I'm just saying.
Ellen, you need this guy. You need this guy.
Ellen, you can get me on anytime, and I'll go on Dr. Phil and everywhere else, and yeah.
Not Jerry Springer. We don't want that one.
No, I don't want to get punched into my burr hole.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, that's funny. They took a burr hole to make me smart finally.
Hey.
I just had to drill another hole in my head. But yeah, it's fantastic. So congratulations to all of you for helping me make this a support, make this a success. And I wanted to just, that'll be done because we're at 67 minutes.
Oh my God, we even know
we made an hour. So you guys will get through this eventually. It'll take 3 tries.
Yeah.
But
just watch a portion of it every.
Love you. I love you, and this is my kid, and I couldn't be more prouder.
Can you tell?
So, yeah. So, all right. Thank you very much, and you guys. What do you say?
Adios, amigos.
No.
Oh.
What's the catchphrase?
Making it a great day.
Yeah, there we go.
Is it a password open sesame?
Oh.
We are making it a great day. Should we try it together?
Let's get out there and make it.
Wait, no, I'm counting on 3.
All right,
1, 2, 3.
Make it a great day. All right.
Okay, you're so
close enough.
We did it. Okay.
Yeah.
Bye,
all right. Take care.
Hot messes.
Yeah. And I can't hit the button.
Oh wait, which button?
Is
that